Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our final CRK webinar in preparation for Summer Camp 2023. We are almost there. We are counting down the days until we welcome our scouts and our leaders and friends and family and our staff back here to beautiful Camp Raven Knob. We're happy you're joining us this evening on YouTube. We've got a few details to go over with you just to make sure we're all good. Of course, if you guys have any questions, please be sure to put those in the live chat, and we'll be happy to answer those live the best we can. And if you have any questions following this or want some follow-up or clarification, feel free to reach out to us via email or give us a phone call here at camp. We are in the camp office pretty much all the time at this point. We were kind of off a little bit as we were hosting National Camp School earlier this month and took a little bit of a break here in the office just to try to recoup and recover and make sure we are prepared for you all as we get ready for camp. If you will, go ahead and put in the chat bar your troop number and where you guys are from. And that way we can kind of keep tabs on who's here with us this evening. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so that way you stay up to date if we have anything else that comes out between now or through the summer or after summer or whenever. We may upload new videos or information, promotional things of that nature. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay in tune with CRK year round. I would also encourage everybody, if you are not doing so already, to give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram. We try to keep those two pages updated as much as we can as we post photos throughout the week of different activities going on, things that are happening in camp. So we try to keep everybody up to date on what's going on here at Raven Knob. But this evening, you may notice that all of us kind of have the same pattern going on in our backgrounds because we're actually all in one place here for this webinar. We are all tucked away in our administration building. The three other guys here are in the same room, so this should be interesting night. And I'm tucked away in my office. But tonight we've got with us Ash Stemke, our assistant camp director, Tyler Reinhart, our program director, and Wesley Warden, our head commissioner, formerly known as the council program assistant. My assistant there at the council office. We've switched his roles over for the summer to head commissioner as we start to gear up. We've been at camp now for about a month getting ready for you all, doing odds and ends projects, general maintenance, new things around, and just trying to get everything up and rolling. So we're getting there, and we will be very excited to welcome our staff on Wednesday. We've got our staff starting to roll in over the next week, and we're very excited to welcome them all back home to camp for the summer. So with that, we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off to make this a smooth night and try to wrap up any loose ends that we may have. First thing first, I am going to pass the ball over to Ash Stemke, our assistant camp director, who's going to talk to us about prerequisites and making sure we know what that process is on how to turn those in, our cripple creep and rampage check-in process, and all that good stuff. So Ash, over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Hunter. If you could bring up the website, I want to point out where a couple things are on that. Folks over here on ravenknob.com, this is the best place to go for all kinds of information about camp. But notably, what I want to point out to you right now is a couple things about our prerequisites for merit badges. These are the requirements that we don't cover here at camp, usually because they involve a long amount of time or interaction with the family or something like that. You can get to that by going up to our program tab and finding where it says all sessions and then prerequisites right there. Just click right there on that link. And over there on that page, it will go right here to a list of all the sessions, all the different merit badges that we offer at camp. And it lists right there what program area they're a part of, in addition to any prerequisites they might have. In some cases, like you see there for the advanced sailing and advanced rifle sessions, those are for people who've already completed those merit badges. There's a lot of the aquatics ones require swim tests. And then for a lot of the other merit badges, it's mostly requirements that we don't cover at camp. So you can see some listed there for camping and for citizenship of the nation and some of those others. One that I want to talk about specifically is the ATV experience shown right there. There's two things listed. That's not a merit badge, but that's that activity. If you have any scouts in the ATV program, make sure that they complete these two things prior to coming to camp. That will save them a lot of time and headache upon getting here. Notably, there's an online safety course that they do have to take before coming to camp. You can click on the link right there, and it will take you to the page for that. That's also listed in our ATV program guide and on the ATV page on our website. Additionally, there's a hold harmless agreement that comes with that program. There's a link to it right there that's also available on those other places, as I mentioned. So just make sure that form gets filled out and signed by their parents, and that they've also done that. As far as these prerequisites go, one question we get a lot that I'm going to go ahead and mention is what's the best way to communicate with us about what requirements the scouts have done prior to coming to camp? The best thing to do would be for one of the leaders in your troop to have a list of all of the requirements that have been completed prior to coming to camp, and just have a leader bring that by the administration building at some point during the week, and we'll get that entered into the Tintabrew registration system. Obviously, you don't have to tell us about whether the scouts have done a lot of these things prior to camp. Things like the swim tests we have to check for, and age requirements and things like that. But if it's just a couple of extraneous requirements left over to earn the merit badge, if we don't hear from you, then we'll just tell you at the end of the week, we'll provide a list of the requirements that they did complete here at camp, and then that will go to the troop, and you all can do what you will with that as far as having them finish up the badge and get it later. But if you would like us to include those requirements on our advancement report at the end of the week, have a leader come with a list of the things that have been completed for the troop to our administration building during the week, and we'll get those entered into the system for you. Shifting gears a little bit here, I want to talk about our Cripple Creek and Rampage programs. Both of these programs spend a lot of their time away from throughout the week. Cripple Creek is in our back country, kind of living without electricity, in sort of the pioneer lifestyle. And the Rampage program, of course, is our premier high adventure program that involves all kinds of fun activities, from canoeing on the river and riverboarding and climbing and hiking, all kind of packed into one action-packed week. But they spend a lot of time at our outpost up in Independence, Virginia, which is about a 45-minute drive away from our main camp. I bring this up because during the check-in process on Sunday, participants in both Cripple Creek and in Rampage have specific requirements for their check-in. So once they arrive at camp with the troop, they'll still need to go ahead and do most of the check-in process with the troop. That involves going to get their medical checks done at the location for camp assigned there. The participants in the Rampage program will need to go to the waterfront and do their swim test if they haven't already done that prior to camp. And also they'll need to see some other things in camp, like the location of the trading post and a few other things. As the troop, there will be an opportunity for troop photos. That's stopped as well. So we want those participants to more or less do that initial Sunday check-in process with the rest of the unit. The only thing they have to do after that is that mid-afternoon, towards the later part of the afternoon, they need to make their way down to the scout area. We will announce this as you're in camp. Your staff member, your troop guide taking you around camp that day will be able to show you where to go and where those scouts need to go. But basically, by no later than 5 o'clock p.m. on Sunday of your arrival, all of the participants in Cripple Creek and Rampage and their gear need to be brought to the Scoutcraft area. That's a pretty central location in camp, and that's where those participants will meet to then go off to their respective areas. Both of those programs will eat supper in camp prior to the rest of camp on Sunday night. They'll sort of do an early dinner and then head off to their own areas. So just something to keep in mind is during that process, once you've finished your camp tour, make sure that those scouts and those programs and their gear get to the Scoutcraft area. If you want to drive the gear down there, if they have a Foot Locker or something like that, that's fine. Their backpacks or whatever it may be. Just make sure that the scouts and all their stuff gets to Scoutcraft by 5 o'clock. Your troop guide or any other staff member should be able to answer some questions about that if you have someone who's actually here. But keep in mind that they should do more or less what the rest of the troop does on check-in day. That's about what I have for you. Anything else to add, Hunter?
No, I think you Nailed it right on the head. I think we've got a question there, Ash. Do you see that one? Sorry. It says, what is the approximate time for early dinner?
Oh, I see that. When after they meet at that shelter at 5 o'clock at Scoutcraft, that's when they'll kind of gather together as a group and they'll head to the dining hall and eat shortly after that. So they'll probably end up eating about 5:30 or so. If your troop is arriving at 3 o'clock, that should be fine. But it would just be a good idea to make sure that their gear gets down to Scoutcraft at some point prior to 5.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ash. All right. I'm going to turn it over to our program director, Tyler Reinhart, who's going to talk about our adult leader trainings and Twilight activities. I think we're starting off with Twilight activities. So take it away, Tyler.
All right. Thanks, Hunter. So like you mentioned, I'm going to be going over our Twilight activities, which is a lot of open program in the evening and allows scouts to take advantage of areas that they might not necessarily be taking merit badges with, and a couple of other things thrown out. So you can see there on the screen that we have Vespers, and that's going to be offered Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We don't do it on Wednesday just due to the family night and campfire and all that type of stuff. But every other day besides Wednesday, we will have Vespers. You can see there on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have a campfire that starts at 8:15 in the OA arena. Those days, that's pretty much the only things going on, except you can see down there on Wednesday, we have an open nature program. But I'll just start here at the top and kind of work our way down. And if you have any questions about anything specific, go ahead and drop those in the chat. You can see on Monday a chaplain's aid training. If you have any chaplain's aids in your troop, I would highly recommend that program. Troop shoots over at the shooting sports area, but they need to make sure that they sign up for those at the Sunday leaders meeting. If you do not sign up for those ahead of time, it will be very hard to get you into that. Free swim and boating, that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then down at Handicrafts, we have a T-shirt tie-dye thing, T-shirt screen printing, paracord. And, of course, that's also a time for them to work on any open projects that they have in their merit badges and things like that. Then let's see, I lost my place. Here we go. We've got tote and chip instruction. So any scouts that want to earn their tote and chip that are not in the Morning Raven Scouts can take advantage of that opportunity. And then here's another one that's really good is the Life to Eagle workshop. So talking about that transition from Life Scout to Eagle Scout and sort of some tips and tricks to make that transition in rank a little bit easier. Moving on down to Tuesday, things that are different there. Open nature, reptile demos. They have a little snake gym. They get the snakes out, let them play around. Sometimes they do a little turtle race, fun stuff like that. Then we do a kickball game down at May Smitherman Field. And then there's a frog hunt that night. And anybody in reptile and amphibian study will need to attend that. But it's open to anybody that wants to go to that. Skipping Wednesday, because I mentioned open nature and campfire, to Thursday. Once again, free boating and swimming. That's our fishing tournament down in front of the OA arena. We also have a chess tournament in the program center, and that's open to anybody as well. Open climbing at the climbing tower, open handicrafts, another opportunity for any scouts to finish up their projects that they might be behind on, or screen print, tie-dye, that type of thing. And then we also have a flag retirement ceremony down at Raven Scouts that night as well. So we've got some good stuff for the scouts to participate in the evenings. All of this is subject to change due to weather, of course, but all of this will be offered every week. So get your scouts, show them this schedule, and, of course, we will announce those activities as the week goes on so everybody knows what's going on. And now I'm going to be talking about our adult leader training, so if you want to switch to that page.
Yeah. And I will mention that the Twilight activities, we will give you a copy of this upon arrival at check-in. Also, we will have them available in the dining hall, just updated schedules if anything were to change. That's listed online here, but you'll be able to find it here once you get to camp. So, all right, adult leader programs, is that right, Tyler?
Hang on, I can't hear you from through your door.
Adult leader programs.
Adult leader trainings.
There you go. All right.
The schedule.
All right. There we go.
There you go. All right, so just going down through the list here, these are opportunities for our adult leaders to get involved with throughout the week. So you can see here, starting at the top, that we have the aquatic supervision courses, and as the days and the times there in the location. That's Monday through Wednesday at aquatics. We also do BSA lifeguard. That's got a $50 fee associated with it, and that's going to be something that you need to attend every day to get that training. And that's also located at aquatics. We offer a level 1 climbing instructor certification. Once again, that's going to be one that you have to attend every day to complete that, but that is a free training that we offer. Climb on safely. That's just a Monday training for an hour at the climbing tower. And CPR and AED. This year it's going to be Tuesday after supper in the Scoutmasters Lounge, and there's a $20 fee with that one. You will need to make sure you sign up in the administration building for that, or email registration at ravenhob.com. Oh, apparently you can sign up yourself in Tenerife, according to Ash. Thank you, Ash. And we also offer the IOLS, or Introduction to Outdoor Leader Skills, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and there's various areas in camp that takes place in, but that will be on the schedule. And the safe swim defense and safety afloat Monday for a couple of hours down at aquatics. But that covers all of our adult leader trainings. One thing I did want to touch on is the Scoutmaster Merit Badge. We've had several questions about leaders signing up for that ahead of time. That is not something that you need to sign up for ahead of time. You can just complete that as the week goes on and fulfill those requirements as you see fit throughout the week. So I think that just about covers everything I had. Hunter, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm just going to touch on a couple of the fun pieces that we do have to offer through the week for our Scoutmasters and leaders in camp. Scoutmaster Merit Badge, which Tyler mentioned, is a way to learn camp, work around camp, lend a hand here and there. And there's various requirements of what you can do. If you want to come and work on projects throughout camp with our camp ranger and our ranger team, that's always a big help for us. And there's all sorts of other things like serving meal in the dining hall, helping clean up in the dining hall, helping in the trading post, helping with a session throughout the week, whatever that may be. If you have any fun ideas, you're welcome to reach out to us with those. We'll get you paired up with whoever may be in charge of that. Scoutmaster Cook-Off on Friday at 3 p.m. Always a good time. That we do not make you fix one thing. It's up to you. We have a entree and dessert competition, so whichever way you want to go, or both, it's fine. We like it when somebody can clean house with both awards. So all leaders are welcome to participate in that. You just got to have your food ready at 3 p.m. on Friday at the front porch of the log cabin. Of course, the Scoutmaster versus Staff Softball, which we've mentioned in the past, is a big hit, no pun intended, especially since the staff has been undefeated for the last, 60-some years, 63 years now. So you can come after us all you want to, but I promise that you're not going to win. But bring your best, I guess. And then, of course, one thing that's not on here that will be added is we will have a Scoutmaster social on Thursday evenings at the Scoutmaster Lounge. That'll be announced at a later time about when exactly that'll be at the Scoutmaster Lounge. I'm pretty sure it'll be at 8 p.m. But we've got some of our staff that'll be working up some fine delicacies, some good treats to serve our Scoutmaster. So feel free to come to that and hang out and chill with us and talk with our camp management. Our Scout executive normally will attend that as well. So feel free to come out and talk with us and just socialize a little bit. But just want to mention those few fun things there. All right. And then other activities you can participate too. But this is a great page. You can find this under the program tab as well, under adult leader programs. And a lot of this you can sign up just like you signed up your Scouts online for things. All righty. At this point, I'm going to remove Tyler here. I'm going to add Wesley back to the stream here. Wesley's going to talk with us about our final numbers and payments. And also one last dig at our forms that we need ahead of time or when you arrive. And then I will wrap things up here for us. So, Wesley, all you.
Yeah, we can go ahead and start with forms since you have the website already up there if you want to do that. While he's pulling that up, again, I just do want to remind everybody that the staff is undefeated all time in Scout versus staff versus Scoutmaster softball game. We have never lost, so you can try, but it's hard. We go hard for that. So again, just a brief run through again on forms that are required. The big one is obviously the BSA medical form, and that includes parts A, B, and C. So you need to have that physical signed by a medical doctor, and they will need that upon arrival. Hunter's going to talk about the express health check-ins here in just a minute, but for those of you who are not doing that, you need to have those ready. That will be one of the first stops on your tour when you get here is the Program Center for Health Checks. So we'll need to do that. Make sure that every person, every scout leader, whoever's going to be attending with you has that BSA medical form covered. And then if you'll scroll down just a little bit, Hunter, because I think our faces are covering up some of them. Yeah, there we go. All right. And then also the outdoor parental release form. Okay. So that needs to be filled out for all youth who are attending this summer. And that form can be found there as well. And it needs to be turned in with your health form. What was that? Oh, sorry. But that needs to be turned in with your health form on Sundays as well. Finally, the special diet forms, we've been receiving a lot of those, but just in case you haven't got that turned in yet, the special diet forms are for anybody who may have, dietary needs in their troops that we can try to meet with, whether that be, vegetarians, dairy-free, gluten-free, all kinds of things like that. You just need to let us know ahead of time. And then we can accommodate those for you. So, and the way you let us know is by filling out that form for us. So thank you for all of the units that have gone ahead and filled those forms out for us, and we appreciate that. The supplemental medical form, we get a lot of questions about this one. The supplemental medical form is not required. However, it is just an opportunity if you feel like you have a scout who may have a medical issue that you think might interfere, or maybe not interfere is a bad word, but like that you think we should know about and you want to explain a little bit more about it. That's what the supplemental medical form is for. So if you don't have anybody like, in your unit that you think that would apply to, you do not have to fill that out. They are not necessarily required. We get a lot of questions about that. And then finally, that pre-check form for the swim checks are right below that there. If you are not able to do those at your local like YMCA or anything like that, that's fine. You can do a swim check whenever you arrive here. But those of you who are wanting to do the pre-checks, that is where you would find the swim check form right there. So that, again, really quickly, is just a brief breeze through adult leaders and forms. Forms that you will need to turn in upon arriving to camp. All right, next I'm going to talk about Tenaru. A couple things there. Make sure that you're taking a look at what your registration numbers are. Specifically, the other day I was looking around, specifically with the adult leaders. So you need to make sure that you've created those spots. And if you haven't created those spots, let us know. We can create those leader spots for you. But you will need to make sure that you have all of your leader spots ready. And so I know that's something that kind of falls to the wayside as you're focused on getting scouts registered for their sessions and things like that. But please make sure that you get those leader profiles in there as well, the same way that scouts do. And that's also where you can sign up for a lot of those adult leader trainings that we just mentioned a few minutes ago. Yeah, also update your t-shirt sizes. That's always a good idea as well. That is what we will use to order shirts here, before you arrive. So please make sure to update those sizes as needed. And finally, payment. So payment, we say, is due the week before you arrive, unless you need to pay with a check whenever you get here. If you need to pay with a check whenever you get here, then you can pay at administration when you check in. But otherwise, please try to make sure that you're getting those fees paid by a week before you arrive to camp. So, and then along with payment is refunds. At this point, refunds, we would prefer that. So the process of how that would work, say you have a scout that's no longer able to attend that you have already paid for, we would credit that. We would credit that back to your account, and then we would prefer that the unit refund it from there. If that's not possible, then let us know and we can work out another arrangement out after camp. And Hunter can talk a little bit more about that as well. Excuse me. But yeah, I believe that's payments and refunds. Hunter, you can break in there if you need anything.
Sure.
If there's anything I left out.
Sure. Thank you, Wesley. And just to reiterate on refunds, as we get closer, if we do have a refund, it'll just kind of, if you haven't paid your final balance and you drop a kid, that 150 deposit will roll into your final balance due. So we will not cut a check for that. That'll be back on the unit to double check or to process that refund. And if your balance is paid at this point and you'd like a refund, we will process that after your time here at camp. So that credit will go onto your account. Oftentimes during the week here, you may have some changes that come up to your account. You may add a CPR class or move a scout into a session that might have a fee. So that'll adjust that credit a little bit. But just let us know what you need, and we process those refunds based on credits and account after your week of camp is up. So that'll be done immediately following you guys' departure. And that normally takes about 2 weeks for that refund check to arrive. And the refund check will go to the unit contact. So if you would like it sent somewhere else at the end of the week, we will update you with invoices throughout the week. So if there's anything that you would like, or a certain place you would like that refund sent check to or made out to, please let us know. Otherwise, it'll be sent to the unit contact listed as the main contact in your Tenaroo account. All right, couple of things here. Also mentioning off of what Wesley talked about, our Express Health. If you would like to go ahead and send in your health forms, that way we can go ahead and get buddy tags prepared and note anything that we may need to review on the health form and have that done. It makes the check-in process a little bit easier, as we don't have to go in detail with every scout on any sort of medical issues they may have or restrictions, allergies, things of that nature. If you want to send those in, the acceptable way to do that is through mail. Please don't email them to us. We try to keep it all good with our HIPAA rules and regulations, so that we only take those by mail. You can UPS, FedEx, USPS, whichever way you would like to. If you do send those our way, we do appreciate if you will email us that tracking number, just in case something doesn't show up. We can kind of take a look around and make sure that it either we missed it that day or it got or it's coming in late or whatever it may be. At least 1 week prior on that, we would like to have them in hand. So for folks coming week 1, which is June 18th, go ahead and get those things in the mail as quick as you can, as we're getting a little bit closer here. Check-in times. An email will go out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to sign up for your check-in time, arrival time here at camp. What that means is that when there's, I think, 6 different options starting at 1 and ending at 4 or 3:30. So you'll have several options to sign up for your check-in time based on 30-minute increments. That just kind of helps space things out throughout the day for us. But that will be sent out at 10 a.m. tomorrow. It'll be a message that comes from the Tenaroo system, and it'll have all the weeks listed. Just select your week, make sure you got the right one, and sign up your unit. If you can, be sure to put your unit number in that note or as the name. That way we know exactly who that is rather than just your name. All right. So be on the lookout. That'll be a sign-up link through Sign Up Genius. It'll take about 3 seconds to fill out. It's very simple. You just pick the time you want for your week and put in the information, and you're done. All right. And then Wednesday meals is another thing I want to talk about. As we've mentioned in the past, on Wednesday evening, we have our family night campfire where a lot of units who are more local may have families come in and bring kind of a potluck dinner to have in the campsite. We will not serve the meal in the campsite for those that may need it. We will have that delivered to you. The menu for that night is fried chicken, baked beans, pasta salad, a roll, and a little thing of pound cake. So that will be delivered to your campsite on Wednesday evening, starting a little before 6 p.m. So you'll be able to eat in the campsite. Your unit can make the decision whether or not they want that meal or not. Oftentimes we have units that don't have family coming in, go into town and get pizza, Papa John's, and typically Papa John's will deliver to camp if it's more than $100. They'll deliver to the administration building, so you just meet them here or at the front gate. You just need to specify where you want them to meet you at. But that is an option, or you can go into town and pick up really anything you want. So it's really up to you all and what you want to do. But that Wednesday night meal, to go ahead and get on the list, we will ask several times during the week when you're here if you need that Wednesday night meal provided. We will have that final number done on Tuesday at lunch. That's the last time that we will take anybody's request for that dinner. You can go ahead and email us at the registration@ravendog.com account if you need that Wednesday night dinner, and we'll go ahead and get that plugged in. If you do have guests coming in that may want to eat as well, we can add that number to your unit count. So just let us know if you have any guests that want to be added to that, and we will take care of them as well. I did have a request on here. We do have a program called Send a Scout a Message. This is an opportunity for family members, friends to keep in touch with their scout back here at camp while they're back home. It's a nice way for parents to say, hope things are going well. Things are going great back here at home. We're, headed to the zoo this afternoon, whatever it may be. So it's a great way for scouts to know what's going on back home, and parents are welcome to use it. Right now, it's the first thing on the sliding page here on the website. When you click on that, it just goes to a Google form. It's not active currently, but will be by the time our scouts get here. But you will go on there and fill out whatever you want on there and what scout you want it to go to, and troop number, and that will be in your mailbox at the dining hall. At the front of the dining hall, we've got a unit mailbox for each troop in camp that we will continuously put information in throughout the week. Just be sure to check it at each meal, so that way we can keep everybody as up to date as we possibly can. All right. So we got that. We got Send a Scout a Message. Let's see here. If you need transportation into town at any point in time and you don't have transportation, like if you're flying in or taking the train, come talk to myself or someone at the administration building. We'll be happy to figure out a way to get you into town if need be. All right. So the last thing that I'm going to mention, a few months ago, we had put up a post on our Facebook page about a telephone pole that has appeared behind the administration building here. And we've been waiting a while to get everything done, but we've been working. We're going to announce kind of what that is as the final days are coming here to get this thing up and running. We have been working with Carolina West Cellular, who is a local cell phone provider here in the Surrey, Wilkes, Ashe, Allegheny, Watauga, Yadkin County area. They're a local cell phone provider. And between them and Surrey Communications has graciously donated a cell phone tower here to camp. It's not a full-fledged cell phone tower, but kind of a local tower that to greatly improve our communication throughout camp. Don't know how well it's going to work yet because we're still waiting for the power to be hooked up to it. But today they came and put the antenna in, and hooked the fiber internet up to it. So all of that is kind of coming along to try to make things a little bit better for our units while here at camp and improve our communication. So we're excited to see what that does. It may be able to change how we communicate with you all through the week to get information to you. But we're very excited about this. I know when you come to camp, you try to be as low tech as you can, but we also want to be able to utilize our resources and what we have here to keep everybody in touch the best we can. So we're very excited for this to come on board. I'm not sure at this time how well certain providers will work. Carolina West, being a regional company, has ties with, I believe it's Verizon, and it may be T-Mobile. I'm trying to remember, but we'll see how everything pans out once it gets here, and see how that works best for our camp. So hopefully it'll benefit all of us and be able to keep in touch back home if anybody has any needs, and greatly improve our communication here in camp and being able to adapt with that. But we're very thankful for all of their assistance with making that happen. It's a big upgrade for this area. Cell phone service has always been quite tricky when we try to communicate when we don't have our radios and tucked down in the valley. So we're very excited about that opportunity. All right. So I just got one last time on Wednesday night meal. So the Wednesday night meal is an option for units that maybe don't have families coming in or do not want to go pick up pizza in town. The meal will be provided by the camp. You just need to let us know if you'd like it. It will not be served in the dining hall. It will be delivered to your campsite. So you just won't go to the dining hall. You'll hang out in your campsite and eat there. So that's how that works. If you would like to reserve an area around camp, a program shelter or something in like that nature, to not just eat in the campsite and eat somewhere else throughout camp, you're welcome to do that once you get here. And just let us know where you'd prefer to eat. Just answering some questions here. Mosquito bug nets. We do not sell bug nets here at camp. We typically are very fortunate to not have a mosquito problem while at camp. My wife gets eaten by mosquitoes no matter where she is, but here at camp we typically do very well with not having a mosquito problem. We still have bugs, of course. They're very attracted to light in the evenings, but we do not sell those bug nets just simply because we would not sell a whole lot of them because nobody seems to need them once they get here. All righty. Adirondacks sleep 6 people each unless you're in Seton campsite, and it varies between 5 and 7 people. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yes, if you would like to reserve a Wednesday night meal, just send us an email to registration@ravenout.com and we'll go ahead and get that going. All right. So I think we're all good here. We're very much looking forward to you all coming on 1 week before you arrive. We will send out an email with a lot of information just to make sure we're all square, and any last minute updates that we may have. Everything's going to stay pretty true at this point. So you'll get it'll be a lengthy email, but just making sure we've got everything done. But about 1 week before you arrive, we'll send that out. But other than that, we appreciate everybody being on. It's been a great 4 or 5 months of webinars and taking the time. We like to think everybody that hops on these is better prepared for when they come to camp, and it makes things smoother for both you and us and your scouts, and ensuring they have a positive experience. But thank you for all you do, and we will see you here at camp here very soon. Have a good evening. Thanks.